Well, hi, everybody. It's another Conversations with my good friend Richard Morco is with me from the Sturbridge Times. And I thought, Richard, that it would be fun today, since you and I are the most knowledgeable two people you and I will ever meet, and we certainly know what's going on. I thought at this wonderful time of the season, where we're heading up for the beautiful Christmas holiday, that when I was a little boy, if you were naughty, my mother would have a little bag and it said, "You're naughty." Okay? And if we were bad, we would get a bag of coal. That's what when I was little, that's a long time ago, but.
I can't believe you say that, but
Right.
I'll let it go.
Right, but a long time ago. And so I thought would be fun today, because you and I, as I say, really are astute when it comes to who's good and who's bad. And I thought we might have some fun today, sharing our thoughts on who we thought should deserve a present, which is right here, beautiful present, and who should get a little bag of coal for being naughty.
In this country, I don't think there is enough coal, but we'll have to go with it. We'll have to go with the sample.
Whatever we got here. So why don't you start off? You can certainly begin this, and we'll go from there.
Okay, so somebody who's been naughty, and I'm not going to say he's exactly been naughty. I say he wasn't as sharp as he should have been, and that is our Senate Majority Leader, Stan Rosenberg. Stan is an astute politician. He rules the Amherst area, but his significant other, his husband, was caught dipping in the treasury. And we'll say, well, that's all we'll say.
Yeah.
And Stan's a smart guy. He promised this guy was going to be, everything was going to be up and up. Nobody was to influence Byron for gain. And he swore this was going to happen. And what does Byron go out and do? Well, it isn't until proven guilty, we say in this country, but it looks like he was influence peddling.
Right.
So we have to say two things about our state Senate president. One, he's not. Everybody in Amherst, I know, I've spent some time there, loves him. I don't think he's really dishonest. I think he was really stupid, which comes to our law in Long Hill Road up in West Brookfield. Love is not merely blind. It's deaf, dumb, and stupid. Except for you and me.
Well, the thing I have to share with you, a great dear friend of mine, Senator Stephen Brewer, wanted to run for president of the Senate. He had been there for many, many years, and when he counted the heads, our friend Rosenberg had more votes than Brewer did, and that's when Steve decided to leave the Senate. He wasn't going to. He had done all he could do, he felt, and he was bitterly disappointed that he didn't have enough votes to ascend to that job. What raises the question in my mind is, Stan Rosenberg is the president of the Senate. That's wonderful. He goes to work every day in the Senate. He may live in Boston. Sometimes they stay there and they go home weekends, whatever. My question is, why would he have his husband at the State House? Why would his husband even be there? Most husbands and wives, if they're both working, they go and do their jobs. And for this young fella, who was a lot younger than the Speaker, evidently, the President of the Senate, for him to be running around the State House, not only trying to hustle other fellows, but also, which, by the way, violates that marriage, number one, but then number two, saying I can get anything I want because I sleep with the President of the Senate.
Well, his relationship must have been that he was betrayed. I think that he was betrayed.
I can't.
But if you want to know about power couples that pull this off, I have two words for you: Bill and Hillary.
Oh, well, please. Let me tell you, they're on my list. 2 coal, 1 for the Billy, 1 for the Hilly. Okay.
But they would
go home and stay there. It's over.
They were doing it in tandem. And I certainly...
I wish I had more coal. Every time you say something, I want to give them a little more.
You'll have to go to West Virginia and get a mine.
A mine for those two.
If you keep this.
Yeah, and you know what? I enjoy watching the news. And then every other day, there she is signing a book making a speech at Wellesley. Go home.
How could she sign that many books? She's only sold about 3 of them.
It doesn't matter. She's every time you look at TV, there she is again. She keeps research. She keeps coming. Remember the old song? You keep coming back like a song. You know? Do you ever get a song stuck in your head and you sing it all day?
Yeah, the country western song. How can they? How can I miss you if you won't go away?
Yeah. Well, listen. You know, and that's Hill. You know, she keeps coming back like a song. Yeah. Here's the coal, Hillary. Anyway, I digress. Back to Rosenberg.
The thing is, he ain't coming back.
No, I can't believe the Senate would allow him to go back and take that presidency.
No, unless there was something that could come out that to everybody in the world would exculpate him.
Yeah.
He has to look pure as the driven snow to come back. And how can he do that?
Well, first of all, it won't go away.
No.
And as long as he stays in the relationship, it's not going away. And they'll hound him to death. You know, that's the way the politics work. You know, now, sooner or later, there'll be somebody in Amherst that'll raise their ugly head. You know, and in a strange way, I happen to agree with you. I think his tenure as president has concluded.
I would be shocked if somebody came out against him in Amherst, because he's loved there, and so to be loved in a place for so long, I think you have to have treated the place and the people right.
I'm sure
this
he
guy
did.
probably met him somewhere in
Well,
Boston.
it's like Senator
and got
Brewer was
starstruck.
I mean, I know great diehard Republicans that couldn't wait to support Steve Brewer for all he did for the district. I mean, he was, like Senator Moore used to say about him, Steve Brewer is the only man he ever met that would attend the opening of an envelope. Okay? And he was.
He was.
He was in every parade. He was in every meeting. I mean,
and that's a heck of a lot of work. Who wants to do that?
Well, he's now teaching.
Well,
Good for him. But anyway, that's Mr. Rosenberg. So we've solved him.
Yep.
Do you have any present for anybody?
well, we both have said, and you do it glowingly, and I do it grudgingly. I hate to say a nice thing about a politician.
Oh, boy.
But you know, your man, Baker, he looks good. The governor,
He gets a present.
he knows how to play Massachusetts. I was never for Trump. I don't hate him, but I was never for him. He plays that well.
Yep.
And he gets things done.
Yep. And he stands up when you know what I love about him? When there's a problem, he doesn't duck it.
Mm-hmm.
We used to have a governor who would run for cover every time there was a problem. Couldn't hear from him for 4 days. Mm-hmm. If there's an issue, Baker's right up front with Karen Polito beside him saying, I took action today, this is done, this is what we do, and we're done.
And he looks like a leader.
He does. Well, I think what's refreshing about Governor Baker is he's a businessman. He came out of the business world, and as I've said too many times, nobody knows how to, we've proven beyond a reasonable doubt that governments just don't know how to run a government, let alone trying to run a business. And the Commonwealth, as in every city in town, the biggest business in West Brookfield is the West Brookfield government.
It is.
It's the biggest business in Charlton. We have more employees, we have a bigger pension, we take in more money, we spend more money than anybody
else.
else.
Don't clean themselves.
That's right.
The kids don't educate themselves.
That's right. So that's the story. And so, but I think it's been refreshing and rewarding, really, to see the leadership that Governor Baker. In fact, Seti Warren was here, who's running against him, and I said to him, I said, why would you run against Governor Baker? You know, I almost said to him, you're going to lose. You know, I didn't use the words, but when he had his own story, of course, which is fine. But I can't see anybody, unless something happens between now and the election that we don't know about, but I can't see anybody even coming close to defeating Governor Baker for another term.
If he were to lose, and I don't think he's going to lose, it would be because there are so many knee-jerk Democrats who just can't bring themselves to vote, put an X besides somebody with an R.
Yeah.
The thinking ones will.
Yeah.
But the die-hard ideologues won't.
How many more are there? I don't know how many are left, but anyway. Now, I do have a bag of coal. And my bag of coal, you know, when the Massachusetts Turnpike was run by the Massachusetts Turnpike Authority, as politically haven as it was, if you needed a job, every rep and every senator would get you a toll booth job. But when the Mass Turnpike Authority, of the three members who would get $25,000 a year, meet once a month, when they ran it, that road was in great shape. You could drive that road. It was always well maintained. It was taken care of. And then Mass Dot now gets involved, and they take it over. We got potholes. We got look at the fiasco to take down the toll booths. They're still fixing some of those ramps. It's been, and it was a year ago they took the booths down. Now it's 13 months ago. They took them down in early November to have it ready for Thanksgiving. And I was on the turnpike the other day, and you got to dodge potholes. It's just, you know, and by the way, the new system is great, but the road itself is in terrible repair. And MassDOT, once again, gets involved, and watch out.
Have there been any explanation? Has anybody said, look, we got to do this, and we haven't got to that, but we will get to that?
No.
They haven't communicated?
No, they just...
Oh, boy. No.
They're worried about the T, and they're worried about other things, you know. But what I think really happened is when they conglomerated everything, even putting the RMV under MassDOT, which is now a division of MassDOT, one person, Sharon Pollard, is now responsible for like 8 or 9 different venues, you know, including the Turnpike and the MBTA, and everything's under MassDOT. We say, you know, but anyway, that's just another one of my.
Okay, people in MassDOT.
You got the coal.
If you need to heat your home, we're going to help you.
Yeah, help you out. Next.
I have to say, this goes without saying, the political class in Washington, en masse, deserves coal. I mean, all right, if you got something on Trump, give it to us. I mean, something real. Don't drag this out for a year.
Yeah.
This is like, they dragged out the thing with Clinton for over a year when he, what was it with Lewinsky and all that.
Yeah, his honey. Yeah.
And they got basically nothing.
Nothing.
They couldn't get anything on Flynn, really.
No.
They gave him a little same thing they got. What's her name? The woman who bakes and stuff. The woman, she went to jail because she had some stock.
Oh yeah.
On TV land, this is very unprofessional. We know.
Yeah.
So he'll be redesigning his cell or whatever he does, or
Yeah.
a suspended sentence,
Right.
community service. But they got nothing on him. Give it up. And on the tax cut, well, I don't know where it's going, but why were the Democrats copping over they're going back on the mortgage deduction. It's over $750,000.
Yeah. How many people? I mean, to be real honest, folks, I think I owe $85,000 on my house that's worth about $225,000. I'm in great shape. It doesn't, and the amount of interest I pay, I have a 3% loan. So it's, maybe at the end of the year I spend $1,200, $1,400, $1,800 in interest that I'm going to be able to write off. I'm not even close to $750,000.
But Chuck, Nancy, take your coal and go away on the tax bill. Let it happen. You can pick up the Senate and the House if it was a bad idea. Until then, live with it.
The thing is, if I were a Democratic member of the House or Senate, I would be ecstatic that they passed this thing, because there is no question that it's not going to help the middle class. They're banking on all these great jobs, and wealthy business owners keep the money for themselves when you give them a break. So their tax rate just dropped 2%, and the corporate tax dropped 20% or 18%. That's going to develop revenue that will fall to the bottom.
Right.
When revenue falls to the bottom, the stockholders get it, and the board members get it, and the president gets a big raise, or the CEO. if you think they're going to go out because they saved $25 million or $10 million or 580,000 and say, oh boy, let's go hire 28 new people. Won't this be great? It's not going to happen, okay? So what my point is, give it some time, and by the time you run for re-election in the next election, you could be in really good shape to say, ha, look what your buddies did to you. This senator voted for it. You're going to re-elect him? They could have some great, great material to use in a campaign.
Do you think that? Remember what happened in the Reagan administration?
This isn't, that was, I don't go back, I go forward.
Okay, they passed a bill like that.
Yeah.
You know, well,
Yeah.
as the Bard said, past his prologue.
Yeah.
They passed that bill, and they said, yep, this is going to be a ruin. I remember my cousin at a wedding saying, those Republicans have really put it to themselves. Reagan won his second term, took over more and more
Right.
as time went on. If George Bush hadn't been a doofus and given in to the Democrats, he would have gotten a second term, and we would never have had that wonderful political.
It's the economy, stupid. The Clinton campaign.
Yes, because the economy wasn't horrible when Bush was in there. Nobody wanted a tax return. He won on not giving a tax return. He was a liar.
He said no new taxes.
Read my lips.
Yep, and then raised them.
Yep. And we realized after that, his lips were saying, I'm going to raise your taxes.
Yeah.
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 So I don't know how this is going to work.
And nobody does. Nobody knows. I mean, you know, we could be sitting here 3 years now and say, you know what? Trump was right. You know, and now he's got now he's fighting. I watched him quickly before I left. He's ranting and raving about the wall. Wants the wall built, and he's blasted. I mean, blasted. What they do is they let one in, and then he gets his mother and his grandmother and his grandfather, and 24 more come with him. That's going to stop. I'm signing this today. Oh, he's cleaning house, and he wants that wall built. Now that's his next thing. And he says, I'm going right back. We got the taxes. Now I want the wall built. And I'm going to get the wall built, and I'm signing this today and this today, and he's changing all those deals that we have, these green cards and Visa cards, and that let people in. And he was saying, he said, then they say, well, you can send us so many people. You think they're going to send you the good ones? They're going to send you all the bad ones. So the president's at it again, and it's okay, you know. But amazingly, down the road, on that tax bill, to your point, he could be right.
He could.
And if it does create jobs, look, we sit today, and I'm going to give kudos to Mike Carnival and to the marketplace. We're going to come out of December. We could hit 25,000 points on the Dow coming out of December. It's up to 27,762 when I left, or 24,762. We're 200 points away from 25,000. And December is usually the best month of the year for the market.
Yep. We were all looking forward to it.
I mean, boy, I can't wait. You know, I mean, I talked to my guy the other day. We're up 23% for the year. Mm-hmm. People who have money in the bank are getting 0.04, 02%.
The thing about you, Dick, is I know when I meet you, if we hit 25 by the end of the year, I know in January when we meet again, you'll be asking for 30. I know it.
Oh, no, 26.
Oh, yeah, right.
Anyway, now I have another one. Insurance companies. Not only health insurance companies, RX insurance companies, and auto insurance companies. Let me tell you the auto insurance. The laws were written, and I've been arguing with one of our reps who need to get off their hands. The problem is most of the reps down in Boston are lawyers, and they own insurance agencies. So they don't want to change it. Let me give you an example. These laws were written many, many years ago, okay? So for instance, if you get in a little bumper scraper, if it's $1,000, 6 years, you get 6 years, folks, you get a surcharge. That's stealing your money.
Yep.
That's stealing it. I've tried to get representatives to say, okay, today, if you get, the bumpers are all one piece today. It's all one piece of plastic. If you get a little knock in it, in the old days, they could just bump that out and
Yeah.
fix it up, and you $80 and it's done. Or they'd take they were all in pieces. Now it's all one whole piece that
Yeah.
wraps around the car. If you get a little dent, that's $3,200 to replace that front bumper or the back one. Now, the law says if it's $1,000 or more, 6 years. I want them to get it to write it in pieces. In other words, if the accident is $1,000 to $2,500, let's say, and you can argue the breakdowns, it's a 1-year surcharge. If it's $2,500 to $4,000, a 2-year surcharge. The higher it goes,
Right.
the longer the surcharge, up to a 6-year deal if you total the car. But to punish somebody because the price of the replacement has skyrocketed over the last 20 or 15 years when the law was originally written, they need to go back and revisit it. And when you say that to them, they look at you like they got amnesia. Okay, they say, whoa, whoa, whoa. I said, no, listen. You come back and you get some information and find out what these things cost. And so you say, okay, up to $3,000, 1 year surcharge. Over $3,000, 2 years. Up to 5. I said, I don't care what the breakdown is, but to carte blanche charge everybody a 6-year surcharge for a little dent. I had a situation where I had pulled out and a guy come down, flying down the hill. So I put it in reverse to back up, and the person behind me moved forward, thinking I was going, and of course, now I bumped her. Well, my big argument with the insurance company is you must have your car under control at all times, and she didn't. And she was traveling too close to the car in front of her, which she was. They said, no, but once you back up, it's your fault. You were in reverse. I said, yeah, but it should be at least 50-50. Well, I got banged. The original estimate was $480. She sent that. Then when the work was done, it became $1,016. I got a 6-year. Now, I know what happened when she got to the body shop.
We don't have, we all know.
Okay, instead of the guy.
This is Massachusetts.
Yeah, instead of the guy doing the 480, well, wait a minute, I got to paint it, and I got to reset it, and it became an $1,000 job, which was fine. Put me $16 over $1,000, which now makes me a 6-year surcharge. Bingo. Okay, so that's why there's the call for and you know who's worse? The state insurance department. I call them, and they don't even want to talk to you.
Oh, no, they don't. They never want to talk.
And when I moved from Sturbridge to Charlton, I've told you this story, my rate went up $200. Because
Yeah,
Sturbridge is a different zone.
Yeah, of course.
And you know,
And you got the pike there.
Yeah.
Which everybody knows. Everybody in
Charlton Service Center.
Everybody in
accident
Charlton.
an hour in Charlton.
everybody in Charlton
Yeah,
goes on to the Turnpike just to have an accident.
that's right. Yeah. But anyway,
They do it in their sleep.
that's another one. So you must have some more.
I
I mean, I have the insurance guys who I think they're just stealing money. And what they charge for some of these prescriptions, that they make pills by the millions, and they get in $150, $200 a pill. I mean, that's just an outrage.
yes.
Outrage. I mean, I have a prescription that I take, and my insurance company pays $1,500 for it, but I had to pay $400. Now I get a 3-month supply. I understand that, but I still come out every 3 months. I got to pay $400, and I got a great policy, but it's called a premium drug because it's one of the newest ones, and it's just and here's my argument. If the pharmaceutical companies would, A, stop contributing to political campaigns, stop whining and dining doctors, stop advertising, because what's the point of them advertising on television? The doctors are the ones that are giving the pills out. How many people walk in and say, I saw this ad on television, doctor, please give me that pill. Okay? Now, if you hear the ad, be careful. The last 24 seconds tell you you're going to die.
Yeah.
Your leg would fall off. Your arm's
Right.
going to fall off. If you take this drug and you turn sideways, watch out.
Yep, and you turn into a
Whatever.
yeah.
But anyway, that's the insurance guys. They get my coal.
Okay, as a couple of guys, one guy I want to give both,
The good and the bad.
the good and the bad, and the guy is our president. We are, I know you hate me to mention her name, but you remember when she was in Libya and she totally wrecked that country and said, "We came, we saw he died." Ah! That was very sick. Well, in Yemen, the President of the United States, he's not doing it, but he's backing it. He's providing a lot of logistics for what is genocide by Saudi Arabia. As worthless a group of people have one thing. I'm not talking about Arabs. I'm talking about Saudis. I'm talking about only the Saudi family. So don't get me wrong there. But the Saudis are worthless. They can't punch their way out of a paper bag. They need us to be their defenders. And they're murdering people and starving people in Yemen. And our president is abetting it. Granted, it was done by the last administration. No excuse. What I want to give him credit for is he made a deal. It's pretty obvious, and he hasn't said anything about it. He's kept quiet. In Syria, to end that war. That war is basically over. Assad won it because Putin and Trump have agreed to let him be. And that is a very good thing for the world. And I'm very happy Trump did that. And he deserved. We can't give him a big box. We can't give him a box big enough.
You don't have enough money to give him a present, but that's okay.
That's okay. I won't.
But you can give him an accolade.
We don't have enough of this for Yemen.
No.
So.
No.
The
No,
good
and the funny part is, as I said earlier, this president could end up being right in a lot of things he said. Now, I don't like the way he says it. I don't like the way he handles things. I don't like him blasting people and accusing them, calling them all kinds of names, because I think that takes away from the aura of the presidency, as it were. And I mean, when we kids grew up, we grew up to respect and love our president. And in my life, I've seen Roosevelt, Truman, Kennedy, right through the whole Eisenhower. And we always, whether they were Democrats or Republicans, we respected our presidents. Nixon had an issue, but I believe firmly that no way in heck did Dick Nixon get up every morning and say, "How can I screw America up today?" I mean, he honestly, every human being wants to do the right thing. Sometimes it just doesn't work out that way. But that's my one disappointment with the president, is he's taken it to a different level, and the level's down.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. Do you think George Bush the Younger represented the presidency well?
Better than Trump is.
Okay.
Not as good as others.
I might give you that, except for this thing. Getting us into the Iraq War.
When he put up on that ship the big sign, "Mission accomplished," and he flew in a jet.
He could be the most dignified person in the world. He could represent the presidency with unbelievable probity. That is not forgivable. I would rather have Bozo the Clown and not get us into the Afghan.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you.
If Trump, I think it was Scott asked, somebody said he plays four-dimensional chess. He's not telling you what he does.
He's a shrewd guy. Don't get me wrong.
If he gets us out of certain things, and
like I said to you, he could end up looking back at it and say, he did a heck of a job.
We could, but then again, I'm still scared too.
Well,
I will admit that.
I'm a little nervous. Well, that's it, folks. We've come to the end. I don't know that we got everything covered we wanted to, but it was a quick half hour.
And if you want to make a confession to us because you feel you deserve coal,
whatever.
The confession line is
Or
open.
maybe we deserve it. Who knows?
Oh, that I'm sure.
But Santa Claus is coming again, and it's Christmas time again. And so I guess the best thing is Merry Christmas, my good friend.
Merry Christmas.
And to all you folks, and let's hope 2018 is even better than ever. How about that? There you go, folks.
I'm looking forward to it.
Oh,
man.
I am.
Yeah.
I am. Great day. Thanks a lot, folks, for watching.
Thank you.